Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I wanted to do a feels personal reading. So this will be about the no communication situation. Okay, so you and someone else, whether it's a romantic interest, whether it's a friend, family member, whoever it is, okay, you're not talking to them, they're not talking to you, there's no communication, there's a stalemate there, and we want to see what comes up, what we can expect in terms of any developments with that no communication situation in your life. And if you're new to the channel, this is intended to feel like a personal reading for everybody watching, most people watching. I will give out the examples and scenarios that I see in the cards, but ultimately I'm reading the energy, so if you see it playing out slightly differently than what I'm expressing, trust your own intuition. It is speaking to you, and take the messages as they make sense to you. So guys, you have other readings on the channel to check out. You have your weeklies, your monthlies that still apply. Pick the card readings. There's loads to check out, okay? And please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and thank you so much if you have. It really does help out the channel. It helps other people find me, and I really, really appreciate your support. I got a new deck. I know I have a problem. The Tinseltown Tarot deck. So let's see what's going on with the no communication situation, where things stand, and where they're headed with the no communication situation. Will you hear from them? Will there be progress? Will there be any changes? Will it just continue to be no communication? What's going on with the no communication situation? What's coming up? Okay, so I'm going to pull the cards and then flip them over and get to the reading. Okay. Bottom of the deck we have Justice. So with the Justice card, I feel like this is you taking a stand. So the no communication situation, the result of someone taking a stand for something that wasn't right, that wasn't fair, that wasn't ethical, it wasn't legal potentially. It could have been a breakup, it could have been a divorce. But it's basically, I'm taking a stand because what you did was wrong, so I'm taking a stand, and that's why I'm not talking. Okay? Let's see, what else we have here? Interesting. Well, we have a pair on the board. Well, I can see this gonna be talking. I'll show you the cards and tell you the story that I'm seeing. Okay, so in the current situation, we have the Strength card, Leo energy, and obviously this is where we hold back. Why? Because we're taking a stand, because what was done was not fair, was not right. Okay. The Challenge is the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, but this is ultimately communication, the truth being spoken, someone doing the honorable thing, someone doing the right thing, someone making something right. Okay, and that's the challenge in the situation, because we're taking a stand, right? The hope is that someone steps up and does the right thing, but we're not holding our breath either, because with the Strength card and the Justice card, we know we're not in the wrong. We know we're doing the right thing here, and it's up to the other person or the other party if they get it and put things right, or if they don't. Okay, they're going to have to deal with consequences of their own actions or inactions. In the Foundation, the reason for everything, we have the Sun card. So either something was revealed, or this is where someone is they like attention, they like to keep their options open, they're non-committal. Someone likes their independence. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but you should be honest and truthful about it, and I feel like they weren't necessarily. Okay, could also be a situation of someone behaving in a bit of a childish way, a bit of an immature way. In the past, we have the King of Pentacles, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This situation, the no communication situation, could involve an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn doesn't have to be. It just talks about the fact that this person is very stubborn. very much set in their ways. This could be someone who has trouble admitting when they're wrong. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. They either have trouble admitting when they're wrong, or to them apologizing is a sign of weakness, or that kind of a immature mentality, okay? And also it's like a power play. They think in those terms, like if I admit that what I did was wrong, I lose the power in the situation. But they don't really have power in the situation. You do with the Justice card and the Strength card, because you know exactly what's what. Okay, they're not fooling anyone, but they're not fully aware of that. They still think they're getting away with stuff, right? In the crowning position, so what we see, how we communicate, how we're processing things, we have the moon. So there's a lot of confusion because of this lack of communication. I feel like it's on both sides, because you just don't know. You just don't know. And there's also an issue with trust. Okay, I'm not sure if what I'm seeing is what I'm supposed to be seeing. I'm not sure if that's the truth. I'm not sure. So someone could be going back in their mind over everything that this person has said previously, or what has happened between the two of you, or you and this group of people, whoever it is that's involved, and just kind of trying to dissect what happened to figure out what was true, what was real, and what maybe wasn't. Now, what you can expect in the near future, it's interesting because we do have the Two of Cups, and with the Two of Cups there is some sort of come to Jesus. There's some sort of a reconciliation energy here. It's small, it's a gesture, but I do feel like this is someone trying to meet you in the middle. Okay, that's what the Two of Cups is. It's mutual energy. And let me pull more cards to clarify. But I feel like in the near future, you don't see this coming with the Moon card. With the Justice card and the Strength card, and the Sun and the Foundation, for some of you, you've already moved on from this in your head, or literally moved on, physically moved on. I don't know how long it's been that you haven't been in communication with this person, but for you, I think it's a case of, you know what, if it didn't happen until now, they're just never going to do it. And you've kind of moved on from it. You've released it, right? Because with the Moon crowning you, you don't see this coming. You don't even see this as a possibility anymore, okay? And in the near future with the Two of Cups, there is an invitation. This could be a chance encounter, and they just start talking to you. It could be, excuse the air quotes, but it could be a chance encounter. Like they know you're going to be somewhere, and they happen to be in the same place, because that way they don't have to be the one to reach out to you and say, do you want to talk to me, and risk you rejecting them, right? Or it could be you're asking mutual people or friends or family about you, or even for help, to make sure you two come together, or you two bump into each other, or something along those lines. What's this Two of Cups about in the near future? Oh, it's gonna get you in your head. It's gonna get you in your head because you don't know if you can trust it. Okay, like I say, for a lot of you, I feel like you've mostly, if not completely, moved on from this. You've released it. You're not, it comes to your mind every now and again, but there's a sense of, well, I did what I could. I did the best I could do. I did the right thing in the situation. It's not up to me, and they're not stepping up to do the right thing, so I just have to move on. And you are literally thinking and feeling that, right? I deserve better. And there's no doubt in your mind. Therefore, you're no longer clinging to the situation, right? You've let it go. It's like, okay, whatever then. And with this Two of Cups, we have the Three of Swords, heartache, heartbreak, disappointment, the Nine of Wands that has led to you establishing some very strong and very clear boundaries. But when you hear from this person, it gets you inside your head with the Nine of Swords. It gets you questioning everything again with the Moon card. Why? Because the Knight of Swords, either they're coming in, this is someone coming in very determined, okay? This is someone coming in determined to speak the truth, determined to talk about what happened, to apologize for hurting you, or at least acknowledge the fact that what they did was hurtful, okay? And there's definitely clashing energy here with the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Swords, because on the one hand, we have you standing strong and firm. You might even say no to them, or you might, what I'm seeing here is, if it's a case of them reaching out to you, you're not going to respond, okay, which prompts them to take action and show up where you are, okay. And for those of you, the non-responding has happened already, which is why now they're showing up where you are. For others of you, this is where you're being very honest, you know. Listen, what happened was messed up. I don't think I can trust you anymore. I don't see the point in us having a conversation. Let's just let it go. And they insist, okay, with the Knight of Swords there, they're so determined. This is someone who does not want to take no for an answer, okay. They're very, very determined for you to give them a shot, for you to at least hear them out, okay. This is someone who wants to get the truth out. They want to express something that they have come to the realization that they have come to, right? And they have a almost like a desperate need to express this to you, okay. And how you view yourself, we have the Queen of Swords. We have the King and the Queen of Swords here. So how you view yourself with the Queen of Swords, you are hurt. You're hurt. You're heartbroken. Well, I should say you were, okay. Because with the Queen of Swords, you've learned from this. You've learned from this. It's your strength now, okay. The pain, the hurt, the wounds, they are your strength. They are now that shield, okay. And with the Nine of Wands as well, they have taught you boundaries. And you know you have the power to decide whether or not I want to give this person a chance to say whatever they want to say. You know that it will ultimately be your decision. You know you have power in the situation. You know you have strength here. You know you have justice by your side, okay, with the Queen of Swords. And that's how you view yourself. In your environment, what you don't see coming in, we have the World card. This person could be literally traveling to see you. Short distance or long distance for some of you, because I feel like it's important for them to get you to see them, okay. So they'll reach out, they'll try to contact you, they'll try to talk to you, they'll try to call you or video call or whatever. But I feel like the conclusion they're coming to in seeing how reluctant you are is that I just need to get there in person. If I can get there in person and get them to listen to me, I can fix this. Okay, this is someone determined. Okay, it's also like come back around energy. In hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Cups. So you're hoping that you can trust this person. You're hoping that they are genuine. The fear is that once again they're being deceptive or secretive. And in the outcome, we have the Seven of Cups. And I'll clarify the Seven of Cups. This could be you entertaining the possibilities of what do I do. But I'm also seeing the Seven of Cups as talking to this person about, okay, so where do we go from here? Talking about hopes and expectations and talk to the future, basically. Okay, let me get more on that Seven of Cups. Yeah, the Fool, Page of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Why the Seven of Swords? The Devil, man. It's, I don't know, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. If it's, especially if it's anything emotional in nature, okay? This could be a compulsive liar. They can't help themselves. This could be someone with an addiction. This is someone, it's almost like they're trying, if they convince you that they've changed, then that also convinces themselves in a way. If they convince you that they've changed, then that makes it real. You know what I mean? It's someone who's really, really trying to overcome an addiction, a bad habit, to do with being secretive, to do with lying, to do with hiding things, whatever, okay, with the Moon card there. With the Seven of Cups, we have the Fool, taking a chance, clean slate, okay? The Page of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, again, talking about, okay, how do we build this? How do we rebuild? Working together, okay, working towards the future, expressing genuine emotion, genuine feeling, but there's still, I don't know if you're talking, because the Devil came after this Page of Cups. I don't know if you're talking about the Devil energy and getting into the details of why do you feel you have to do that? Why do you know what I mean? Because we have the Eight of Pentacles here, and that's sitting down, looking at something, trying to understand the details of something and trying to work through it or overcome it. And you could be doing that together with this person, okay? Or you could be telling them you want to go to a couples therapy sessions, or you want them to get help, or I don't know, okay? Because there's some sort of compulsion here, whether it's someone who has to have control in the situation. That comes from a place of fear, and it could be that you're discussing that with them because they have understood that about themselves, and they're ready to admit that to themselves and to you, even though you saw that 5 months ago, or you know what I mean. They weren't ready to admit to things, they weren't ready to own up to things, and I really feel like this time around it's really looking at things in detail, because you're saying if we're going to start off, it needs to be with a clean slate, so it's where we get everything out in the open, so that it's done, it's out, everyone knows, okay, we don't have to talk about it again, we talked about it now, we don't have to talk about it again, and we're committing with the Eight of Pentacles to do better, to work together, to be more honest and upfront, right? And that's the new approach. But I have to be honest, with the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords and the Devil in there, this is someone who means well. Don't get me wrong, they mean to mean what they're saying, right? But I feel like they're not sure they can follow through. They're trying to convince themselves that they can, but they're not 100% sure. And with the Devil card there, because you might even said to them, listen, it's your choice. It's that simple. You, in a moment, you have two choices. You either tell the truth or you don't. That's what it is. It's up to you. It's your choice. But to them, it's not that simple. To them, they don't see that they have the power in the situation. They feel powerless. They feel like they have to do what they have to do, even though they know it's wrong. They can't help themselves. And that's something they need to look at. That's something they really need to address. But I do see a come together. I do see an initial conversation, and it's genuine and it's nice and you can trust it. Although again, I feel like you're gonna feel chased by this person, slightly harassed. not in the creepy way, but like they really need to talk to you, and it's like, if you won't pick up the phone, they'll show up where you live. If that doesn't work, they'll show up at your work. If that doesn't work, they're getting your family involved, right? This is someone who's determined to make something right with you. And then it comes to, can you trust them? Can you trust them again? It'll be up to you. Okay, I do see them wanting to do the work. I do see them wanting to, they're at least admitting that they have a problem. Okay, that's the first and biggest step, right? Admitting you have a problem. Once you do that, then you can start to address it. And that's what someone's doing now. They're owning up to something. They're admitting to something. They've never admitted to this before in their lives, to another person. And they're doing that. They're willing to do that, okay? Because they're recognizing that what they did was deeply unfair and it hurt you very much and you didn't deserve it, okay? And where they have put a brave face before, I don't need you, I'm out living life, they have been hurting because they hurt you. And secretly they were hoping that once again you'd be reaching out to them. Once again, you can just sweep it under the rug. That once again you would enable them, because I feel like that's what's happened here. And you just didn't. And you took such a strong stand that it got them to really have a good look in the mirror. You know what I mean? And like I said, this could be a romantic interest. This could be what is now an ex currently, I suppose, because there's no communication. Or you haven't even discussed if you're still together or not. There's just been no communication. Or it could be with a family member. It could be with a sibling. Someone you have a one-to-one, like a close one-to-one connection with, right? Someone who is important to you. There's some deep wounds, there's some deep trauma and patterns here that this person has had to address. First of all, admit that it's there and admit that it's impacting their behavior more than what they realized it was, right? So in other words, They were doing something thinking that I choose to do this. This is my conscious decision, but actually underneath it came from a pattern, it came from trauma, it came from a faulty programming. Do you know what I mean? Something that they've always done. They never really sat and thought about it. Is that really what I want to do? It's what they were told to do, how they were brought up. They never questioned it. You know, even if they felt like it wasn't quite right at some point, they just did what they were told. You know what I mean? And before they knew it, it was part of who they are. It was part of their character. And they then had to convince themselves that it's okay to be that way. There's a lot of the moon energy is like, what, you chase your own tail and you forget where you started. You know what I mean? This is what's been going on with this person. But let's get some more to see. Advice. Where are things headed? Where are things headed with this connection, with this one-to-one connection? Where are things headed? Can this be trusted? We have the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands. I want to pull some more. I'll tell you why. With the Sun, we have the Page of Wands. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Hierophant. And with the Eight of Wands, we have the Hangman. And the Nine of Cups. Okay. Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is where peace is restored. There's harmony here again. The relationship is restored. Okay, they get to move back in, or you restart the friendship, you restart the connection, spend time together again, do things together again, welcoming someone back into the family, etc. The Sun is a victory card. It's a yes answer, basically. It's the most positive and optimistic card in the deck. So that would tell me that yes, this can be trusted. Then I saw the Wheel of Fortune and I thought, well, that could mean change and a new cycle, or it could mean a repeat. So I'm not exactly sure. With the Eight of Wands talking about fast movement, fast communication, determination, okay. So then I pulled some more to clarify. With the Sun, we have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is new energy, okay. It's very new energy. It's different. It's exciting. It's different. You've never been here before. So it's not going to be a repeat, okay? I don't see the Devil, which is good. With the Wheel of Fortune, we do see the Hierophant. A new cycle, something that you can commit to because someone wants to commit to you, or to commit to be better, to commit to do better, to commit to make healthier choices. And then with the Hangman, I wanted to see that because the Hangman under the Eight of Wands could mean progress that is stagnant, but I wanted to clarify because the Hangman can also talk about a new perspective. And clarify with the Nine of Cups, this is a wish fulfilled, this is a yes answer, yes, this can be trusted. It is a new perspective. It is the Hangman here doesn't necessarily talk about stagnancy, it talks about go with it and observe, see what happens. Okay, with the Sun and the Page of Wands, like I say, it's different. You're different, the person's different, the situation will feel different. Okay, so the Hangman here just says don't jump to any conclusions, whether it's yes or no, or this is happening or this is not happening. Give this room to unfold. Completely up to you, of course. You can shut the door in this person's face by all means. If that's what you want to do, you go for it. But in this scenario, with things developing in this direction, this is saying give this time to unfold, give this room to unfold, observe what's happening, learn as you go. But I feel like this can be ultimately what you had hoped it was going to be in the first place, and it took such a turn because this person was triggered. Their deepest wounds and patterns were triggered, and yours as well potentially. Yeah, there's been a lot of lessons learned here with the Hierophant. Very deep spiritual lessons learned, which has enabled the Wheel of Fortune to turn for true change to happen. True change to happen. Interesting. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, and let's get some advice. Okay, advice so that we can have the highest and best potential outcome to the situation. Advice. What should we do? What could we do to get the highest and best outcome to the situation for our highest good? Okay, so 3 cards. 5 of Wands, Strength, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is an energy, and the 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Number 1, 5 of Swords with the Queen of Swords that we saw earlier. Try to make sure you're not harboring any resentment towards this person, okay? Check how you feel when you hear about them, when someone talks about them, when you see their picture. If you get angry, if you get, you'll know what resentful feels like, okay? And if that's the case, that's something for you to look at and address and work through for yourself. And it's also telling you that just as the other person was triggered, you too were triggered, just in your different way, right? With your own lessons. But in terms of advice, allow for change to happen with the 2 5s here, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Try not to, don't let resentful tendencies rule you. Don't get caught up in drama, conflict. Don't rehash. Don't, keep bringing it up. If that's something you feel you want to do, then again, that has triggered something for you. What happened with this person that resulted in no communication currently has triggered something in you that has to be looked at, addressed, and healed. Okay, so it's not all on them. Okay, we also have to look at, okay, what part did I have to play in this situation? But in terms of advice on how to get the best possible outcome, this is telling you for you to, number 1, focus on yourself, make sure you have healed and learned what you needed to. Number 2, maintain your position, continue to hold your ground, continue to stay strong, graceful, elegant in your dignity, okay, because you know what you're doing is right. And let them come to you, let them chase you, because the more you hold back, not to play games, okay? It's important to make sure that we're not playing games, okay? The more it's like you're leading by example. So with you withdrawing, not from a place of playing games and doing the silent treatment to manipulate, and what you're literally saying, I've done what I've done, I've said what I've said, we both know this isn't right, I'm not going to enable you, okay, or whatever the conversation was, with calm, with grace, with elegance. And with the Justice card, these are my boundaries, these are my terms, this is what I deserve, we both know this. And so if you want to come at me with anything less or anything else other than what I deserve, I cannot accept that, okay? And that's it. No drama, no fights, no arguments, no nothing. And you continue to maintain that position. The more you do that, the more this person is drawn to you and wants to come get you, because it's almost like by you being so certain, right? Because this is quiet grace, elegance, quiet strength. It's not overt. It's on the inside. It's how you portray yourself. It's how your energy feels, right? It feels confident. It feels settled. It feels at peace within itself because you know you're doing the right thing, and it's not about anyone else, and it's not about games, and it's not about any of that kind of stuff. The more you are in that energy, the more this person realizes what they need to realize, right? Because it took them a while to figure out that you're not playing games. Number 1, to them, you thought for a while they thought you're playing the game. They thought you're playing the who's going to give in first game. You didn't give in. You carried on. You didn't make a fuss about it. You didn't make a spectacle about it. You weren't trying to prove a point. You were genuinely moving on. They were like, okay, that's different. And then the more they try to trigger you, message, post things, not directly to you, but they know you'd see it, whatever, and they didn't get a reaction. They didn't upset you. They didn't get under your skin. But again, you weren't making a point about it. They again went, oh, interesting. Until they got to the point of, fluff, they're actually leaving. They're actually done with me. And that got them to the point, they have the knight has a butterfly on his tie there, if you can see. That got him to the point of looking at themselves like, what am I doing? What am I doing? This isn't working. What am I doing? Why do I always do this? Do you know what I mean? That has sparked the change within them. So in terms of advice, keep doing what you're doing, basically. Pay attention, be mindful not to play games, be mindful not of your own feelings. If you see any sort of anger or resentment pop up, focus on resolving that and healing and releasing that. But other than that, just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Let this person chase you. Let this person come to the conclusions they need to come to on their own. That's the only way they're going to get there, okay? You helping, enabling, showing them too much kindness, showing them too much patience, showing them that, you know, no matter what, you'll stick around, or any of that kind of stuff, will only continue to enable this person in their bad behavior, whatever the bad behavior is, okay? So that is the advice. That's the situation. That's the no communication situation. That's where it is headed based on how things are, and that's the advice if we want it to get to the best possible outcome for the situation, okay? So guys, tell me what you think. Yeah, true change, true transformation with the Death card here. Someone's going to overcome a pattern, an addiction, a way of being that has been part of who they are for a very long time, and they didn't see it as detrimental until now, okay? And because of you taking the stand that you're taking, not to prove a point, not to be spiteful, not to play games, it has transformed this person and the situation, and it has transformed you as well, okay? Therefore, when you're different, they're different, you come together, the situation by definition will be different, okay? So tell me what you think. Tell me if the reading is helpful. Who is this that you're not talking to? Is this a friend? Is this an ex? Is this a family member? Because I got a sense of someone dealing with an overbearing parent, and it's the type of situation where with the Hierophant, I'm older than you, therefore you have to do what I tell you, or I'm the mother or I'm the father, or therefore you owe me undying respect and adulation, or that kind of a situation, you know what I mean? So let me know, okay? Let me know. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you find it useful. Really looking forward to your thoughts, and let me know what you think about the deck. I think it's kind of cute, but let me know, okay? So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.